Step right into your favorite storybook with these stunning and completely real places throughout the world. Colmar, France. It's easy to see why this small town in the Alsace region of France is known as Little Venice. Lining its canal, which is just begging for a lazy boat ride, are colorful buildings and cobblestone streets break out into Little Town. It's a quiet village, as you stroll and think about these lessons from Beauty and the Beast. Byberry, England. Artist William Morris deemed Byberry the most beautiful village in England when he visited in the 1800s, and nothing much has changed. The enchanting town still has the quaint homes and rustic charm that any fairy tale should start in. Hohenschwangau Castle, Germany. This gorgeous German castle is basically the real-life version of a Polly Pocket Palace. Anyone else remember these other things from the 80s and 90s? Crown Prince Maximilian, who would later become King Max II, built it to replace its decaying 12th century predecessor. King Ludwig II grew up spending time in this beautiful castle, but still wanted to outdo it when he got older. Neuschwanstein Castle, Germany. That vanity project King Ludwig II used to outshine his childhood home. This is it. The results were so good, in fact, that Neuschwanstein Castle was actually the inspiration for Disney's Cinderella Castle. On the top of snow-covered mountains in the winter, we can imagine it as the perfect home for Frozen's Queen Elsa. Did you know that Frozen was almost a massive failure? Manarola, Italy. Italy's Cinque Terre is made up of 5 picturesque villages, but Manarola is among the most dramatic. The brightly hued homes seem to be hanging precariously onto the cliffs, but they've managed to keep from crashing into the sea for almost 700 years. Could it be magic? Rackwitz Bridge, Germany. Passing under Rackwitz Bridge in Kronlau, Germany, you just might feel like you're on your way to sell your soul. So it's fitting that it, along with other ancient bridges, are known as Devil's Bridges. When reflected in the water, the structure makes a perfect circle. If you crave some bone chillers at home, read these real ghost stories. Tbilisi, Georgia. In the middle of this old town sits a surprisingly new clock tower. Puppeteer Rezo Gabriev's gathered pieces from abandoned and ruined buildings from Tbilisi, Georgia, to build the higgledy-piggledy landmark. Quirky as it is, it still tells time, so you'll never be late. Bones Castle, Slovakia. If we had to pick a castle for our princess dreams, this would be it. The medieval castle has everything we've always wanted, from tall spires to a moat. We'll stay here for our happily ever after. Please, if you too believe in fairies, check out this magical fairy trail in New Jersey. Multnomah Falls, United States. Can't you just picture a theatrical fairy tale fight between knights on this bridge stretching dramatically over this waterfall? Best of all, it's right here in the United States. Take a road trip to the Columbia River Gorge in Oregon for your own fairy tale moment. Český Krumlov, Czech Republic. Sprinkled with charming red brick roofs, this medieval city would make the perfect backdrop for a fairy tale. But the biggest draw is the castle perched on a rock by the river. Chateau de Chinon, France. If you think Versailles is the extent of France's palaces, you are totally off. This gorgeous manor stretches over the river Cher and has stunning gardens open to the public. Schwinn, Morocco. You might assume these bright colors are just a tiny snapshot of this town, but you'll find the same magical views throughout the twists and turns of the Blue City. Beyond its walls you'll find an epic mountains towering overhead and below, with goats grazing on its green pastures. Palermo, Brazil. This historic neighborhood in Salvador da Bahia, Brazil, doesn't just have stunning architecture. The bright colors of the buildings accent its beautiful stucco work. It was the country's capital between 1549 and 1763, when native cultures blended with European and African ones. Ghent, Belgium. In this port city, houses are nestled right next to the canal. It sits pretty much smack dab between Brussels and Bruges, but this slice of medieval times doesn't come with the same droves of tourists. Can't make it overseas? Check out one of these under-the-radar towns you should visit.